Yo, yo. Hope everybody's good. I am sorry for the tardiness. I'm gonna be a little late anyway. So I'm trying to make sure that my gang is here. Where we at?
Yo,
You.
you, what's popping?
Not much. I'm gonna be a little late still. Baby girl still ain't sleep, so y'all gonna have to carry this without me.
That's easy.
You.
Yo,
You.
yo.
I
I'm
see a
ready.
white screen. I don't see any person.
Oh, that's because
There we go.
There we go.
yeah.
What up? What
Here.
up?
What up, though?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Yo. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the show, and then I'm heading upstairs because I still got baby girl in my arms. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Geeks to Soul. I am sorry we are late, but I am your host, Mr. Loved Ones, and these are my two distinguished gentlemen, Jay and Lex,
Yo,
and our special guest tonight is AirmaxTrin. Now check this out.
here.
Tonight is a special show, as we talking nothing but motherfucking hip hop. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Nothing but motherfucking hip hop. Straight like that.
Straight
All right,
like
I'll be back.
that.
Y'all go ahead and get into it,
Yo,
y'all.
why is he talking like that?
Hey, it happens.
Does he?
It happens. When I get happy and excited about talking about music, how I used to rap comes out. Because I used to rap.
You see that? He's a b-boy.
Used
Oh, God.
to. I can't, I probably can't spit worth the damn now. But I used to be able to rap.
Jay look like
It's
he.
like riding on the bike. It comes back.
I know, but still, I ain't even attempting to do none of that shit. Because I don't want to damn. You know how it is when you're in a cipher and you fuck up?
Yeah.
That shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even want that.
Lex, what do you know about being in a cipher?
Listen, I grew up.
I'll be back, y'all.
I grew up in South Carolina. It was a rite of passage to rap to the grinding beat
Oh,
on the
my
left.
God. Oh, my God.
Not gonna do me like this. I know Jay ain't talking. You look like you rap like Cassidy on the freestyle.
I don't rap. I don't rap, nigga, so no.
You sing?
No, nigga. I don't do music.
I am not musically
Man,
inclined.
I gotta be a nigga. I can't be a king or just a Negro. I gotta be a nigga. Man, that's crazy.
You wear your nigga crown.
Dang, it's young.
That's wild.
You see this man that turned full Uncle Ruckus. Never full.
Real quick, Trent, why are you not working hard enough to get connections for sneakers? I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I went wrong. I mean, shit. I'm talking to the wrong people, I guess. I don't know.
All right,
Nah,
so
That stuff is crazy.
we all celebrated 50 years of hip hop, man. I have a question too because you're one of those folks that's you're well versed in your hip hop knowledge. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, give me a top 10 list. But do you feel compelled when people ask for a top 10 list, and people rattle off the usual suspects? It's Jay, Nas, it's all these other folks. There's always one guy that's always entrenched in hip hop. It's like, yo, the Lords of the Digital Age, they're like the best group. And like, no one's ever heard of the Lords of the Digital Age, right? Like, do you feel compelled to keep mainstream artists afloat, or do you also like, hey, there's some unheard people that's just, blowing these other cats out of the water? You know what I'm saying?
I've always been like in the middle because like when I was coming up, the radio was so varied, right?
Right.
So by the time I got in college, though, the radio started switching up, and I got into like, I already had started getting into the underground stuff, and all that stuff I was finding online. So like I was up on Little Brother when the first album first came out,
the list.
The Listening.
Yes, sir.
So I was up on it when it first dropped, and nobody up here knew what it was. So like, I would big up artists like that. But like at this point, I feel like your list is your
Yeah.
list. You like who you like.
Right.
I can't really like judge. There are people who got like these weird choices. They'll be like, "Yo, I love this guy, shorty, you do what, bang, bang, bang," and I'm like, "All right, cool." If that's what inspired you, I can't really argue with you. You know what I mean? Like it's
Dudes,
so I like
people be lying for clout. Like you'll ask them their favorite rapper, and they'll be like, "Oh, y'all don't know nothing about Percy P." Boy, I ain't heard Percy P in years.
oh yeah, like y'all don't know about Paula P. Nah, y'all crazy. Heather B. All Glocks. I'm like, all right, come on, man. And then there's the old head thing that they like to like bring up random ass shit from the '90s. It was one hit wonders just to like sun younger kids, and I'm like, it's unnecessary. Like,
Yeah,
but we like
Tyler Creator kind of
what we
touched on that, how like a 17-year-old don't really have any business saying Tupac is his favorite rapper, and Tupac been dead longer than he's been alive.
It's I've had some like earlier this week some 15-year-old was like, oh, I listened to DMX's first album, 2 out of 10, it's trash. I'm like, all right. Like he's entitled to his opinion, but in reality, like he wasn't really around to like really like you could call the beat trash or whatever by today's standard if you like something else, and that's fine. You have your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, you can't really get mad at dated stuff when you don't have the context for listening to the dated stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's hard. It's hard. Like I could see why a kid who's 17 likes Pac though, because you figure a kid who's 17's pops could be 40, and like, you know, like and that maybe that's all they heard in the house. It's kind of like when you meet dudes and they just be like, "Yo, the Beatles is my favorite group." I'm like, how? But it's what their parents was playing in the house. So like we're at that point in time where hip hop's been around long enough where you got people that grew up on hip hop, they got grandchildren.
Yes.
You're right.
So there's a good chance that those kids might have got exposed at some point. But then again, I feel like they are those like cookie cutter lists.
Yep.
Like everybody loved the whole like, oh, it's Biggie, Jay, Nas. It's like, all right. I mean, cool.
Man, look, one of my favorite albums of all time, because I remember I was in like 5th grade when this album came out, is No Way Out by Puff Daddy, right? I remember growing up, my cousins would be like, boy, why you playing this cookie cutter shit? Now you put it on, they be like, oh man, this is music. This is classic music. Like, they don't make shit like this anymore. I'm like, when the things change.
That always happens, yo. When I was coming up, so that came out when I was 15 when that came out, right? And that's when I just started getting into like some of the underground stuff, not too much.
Yeah.
Cause like I was still listening to the radio, and I remember people back then be like, "Nah, I don't listen to Puff. I don't do this. I don't do that." And then 10 years later, they're like, "Oh, I don't like this Lil Wayne stuff, man. We need back to the '90s." And then they want to go listen to the same shit that they shitted on. It's just once you got a reference point to go back, they always gonna want to go back.
Oh yeah,
that's just what it is.
So that kind of
like I even see it like with our gen, like they be like, "Oh, we hate everything that's out now." But like I remember, like, and y'all old enough to remember this too. Y'all remember when everybody went from loving 50 Cent,
yeah,
to absolutely hating 50 Cent. And now, like, we did the 20-year anniversary of Get Rich, and everybody was talking about how great of a moment it was.
Man,
when some of them same people was like trashing it when it came out. You know what I mean?
I remember it was a period of time where, like, I swore Double XL magazine had nothing but 50 Cent or G on the cover. Like, I vividly remember those days. Like, every third issue, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks.
So that was
50 M. Who else? Just anything shady or Aftermath.
Shady Aftermath.
Yeah, anything from them.
So that was gonna
But that's when they were beefing with the
Yeah.
source.
Yep. Benzino and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Made
So I was gonna
men.
actually segue into that question too. Like, do you find yourself? And this is for your opinion. Do you find yourself? Because we're all around the same age. Being that guy that's like, today's music is actually trash, or it's like, no, I appreciate that the young kids like it.
So I was that dude where I would trash some of the younger stuff, and then I stopped being that dude because I
Okay.
didn't want to be one of those old heads that hates everything. Because I remember when the old heads hated everything I liked. So you know what
That's me.
I mean? Like I was in the club when Houston was taking over. So like old heads wasn't feeling Slim Thug or Mike Jones and none of that stuff. But like if I'm in a bar now and that stuff comes on, some memories is gonna come up. You know what I mean? So like we all like music is like your memories. So it's kind of like I get it. Like I can't really. There goes my cat. Like I can't really like trash, so to speak. Like I don't listen to a lot of the stuff that's out now, but I get that it got its place and its moment. You know what I mean? Like that's just where they at
One of
now.
the greatest ass whoopings I ever got in my life was when I decided to rap Pimp C's verse from Murder on the school bus.
Rightfully so.
I mean,
How old were you? How old were you, Lex?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Let me see. 96. I was like 9 or 10. I had no business doing it, but still, I had no business listening to it. But you know, that comes from the environment you was in.
it happens. You know.
So this is multiple I guess genre related. So I also do follow you on Twitter. See a lot of your takes about the discourse and sneakers, and I so we also try to highlight people in the community, right? So in addition to being a sneakerhead, you also do production. You also do comedy. So salute to you there. So I was going to ask, like, do you see the same kind of discourse in music, in comedy, as you do in sneakers? Because I don't think you like talk about it on your personal page that much.
I don't talk too much about the comedy stuff like on the page. I don't know why. I just don't. Music. I used to talk a lot about music on there, and then I noticed like as I got older, I got more and more disconnected with what was current.
Okay.
So now I just chime in when I see certain things because I'm like at this point I'm like I'm 41. I'm not gonna spend like 5 hours of my day tweeting about Ice Spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just I'm at the point where I'm like I can't really be talking about that. Like I could be like, you know, I have my opinion or whatever. Like I know what it is, but I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Did you lose him?
No. I was getting a phone call.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not gonna be as intently listening to it as you know, or speaking about it as like something that I was like around for type of thing.
Yeah.
So but I'll chime in on like comedy stuff every now and then. It's just that the sneakers thing is just like it's always out there. Now, once you get into the sneaker Twitter side of everything, it's not so much that you only speak about it. It's just because it feels like your timeline doesn't really talk about anything else. So you kind of like you'll mention certain other stuff. Like I notice when I post like certain stuff, and I'll be like, okay, cool. This is like I don't really care about numbers or none of that. None of that matters to me. But like you'll notice it'll be like, oh, okay, so this got like 50 likes because I mentioned this shoe. But if I talk about an album, it might get like 1 like or 2 likes.
Yeah.
If I post it, you know, it's kind of like, and I don't play the numbers game, but that's just when you in that sneaker world, that's really like a lot of us is so one track mind.
Yeah.
Like,
and I can say my Twitter feed is curated for sneakers because like I only get on social media for that. I'm gonna post my family, I don't post my wife and my kids. I'm posting about my personal life, but you know I'm trying to grow. We're trying to grow Geeks and Soul, trying to grow myself to help Geeks and Soul grow. So I post that kind of stuff. But yeah, my Twitter shit It was curated to sneak me. That's all I see. That's all I see in discourse like daily. Well, weekly. It's like daily. So I know that.
Yeah.
I was chopping it up. I can't remember if it was you. It must have been you. I saw a tweet about Nas. About there was a point in time where Nas was making commercial music, and people wanted him to make more Illmatic.
Yeah.
But hopefully it was you. When you say he made the right choice making that commercial music as opposed to trying to make another Illmatic over and over and over again. If that was not you, do you agree that he made the right choice with his music as far as not going the let's say the most Def way or going the Black Star way?
Nah, I don't think that was me, but like I'm a big Nas fan. He made the right choice for Nas. Like that's the easiest way to put it. It's like you don't like. I'll listen to So I got into Mos Def in '98. A friend of mine from Brooklyn had moved into the neighborhood, and he had the Black Star CD. Right, I had never heard any of that before. I vaguely knew who he was because Back the Box was a thing, and people used to order the Body Rock song. That was Nas, Q-Tip, and Tash from the Alcoholics. And on that song, I was like, oh, there's this dude on this song that sounds like Q-Tip, but it's not Q-Tip, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
And then I finally figured out who it was, and then I got super, like he's in my top 5. So I got super ingrained in listening to all that, like underground stuff. No. Mos Def.
Oh, okay.
I got a big
This brings up a question.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2 actually.
This brings up a question that I gotta ask you later because I am inspired. I'm having a moment. So, what I was gonna ask you is, like, who would you say is the biggest disappointment that you've seen in hip hop? Like I know who mine is.
I got a few.
This may sound crazy. Mine is probably Jay Electronica. Like I remember the first time I heard Jay Electronica, like literally, it was a snowstorm. We was at college. One of my friends was like, "Yo, I got somebody I think you would like. You ever listen to Jay Electronica?" I was like, "No, I've heard of him because he's Erykah Badu's baby daddy, but I've never actually like listened to him." And he played Exhibit A and Exhibit C, and I was like, "Oh, I need more of this. Like, what does he have out?" He was like, "Nothing. He's like a shadow."
Yeah.
So when the album actually dropped, I was like, I'm glad he dropped the project. I liked it.
That throwaway J album.
Basically, it's like the Muslim version that only built for Cuban links, pretty much. But
what?
Well, I love the joint where he starts rapping in Spanish.
Yeah, and then
it was random, but I actually like that song.
I like the Ghost of Christopher Wallace too, even though Diddy just screaming on half of the track.
Oh, that joint from that mixtape that he dropped right after. Yeah, I could call him a disappointment. I see where you're coming from. Like I used to be like, there was a point where the album didn't come, and I was like, you know what? It don't even matter if it came. Like the moment's passed.
You're
not gonna get that back.
I'm not gonna call them disappointments, but I just got a few people that I wish got that type of look. Both of them ended up signing to Young Money. Both of them ain't do shit on Young Money. Well, they did something, but they ain't do nothing.
Say no Chuck.
No. Corey Guns and Jay Mills.
He got locked up, didn't he? Corey Guns?
Who, Corey?
Yeah.
Probably Mills. I don't think Corey got locked up.
Nah. They just. Well, no. Corey did catch a few gun charges. He no stints or nothing like that, but he did catch a couple of charges. PD Crack is another one, but he's not a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like, you know that
he still got
that he got caught up with the drugs, man. He got caught up with the drugs.
He caught a raw. Yeah,
we
he couldn't get out of his own way.
We still got one for PD though. Like
I caught Joel a disappointment.
Joel.
Yeah. Why? Because he got 2 platinum albums.
Here's the thing: people see the albums and they think, "Oh no, that's a wild take on Joel's." My thing with Joel's was he had the potential when he dropped.
Thank you. I'm sorry, my wife had bought a badge. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I phone call.
No. He'll be back. He'll be back.
His joint froze. I wanted to hear that too. Then that's.
I'm gonna tell you.
Actually,
I'm
I
gonna
agree
tell
with
you
you.
why Joel's a disappointment though, because this generation right here, they don't know I'm back like cook crack Joel's. You know the Joel's they know. I know niggas who went to jail to get their teeth fixed. That's the Joel's they know. That's the Joel's they know.
So you see how BX brought up J.R. Ryder, right?
Whoa.
J.R. Ryder was never hot. He was never hot.
I'm mad like everybody that's like almost a disappointment outside of Jay-Elect is all New York rappers.
No, well, I got one for you because I really thought he was gonna blow. He was an entourage and everything, and by the time his album came out, it just sounded dated, even from the J verse that he had. Y'all remember Saigon?
Yeah.
Like, I remember, I was like, Saigon gonna blow, and then
if we're keeping it a book, Slaughterhouse was a disappointment. Joe Budden was a disappointment.
Nah, Joe did what he was supposed to do.
Slaughterhouse?
Yeah, you think Slaughterhouse was a disappointment?
D12 had more success than Slaughterhouse.
Well, here's the
That'd be
thing.
different times though.
Nah, they did what they were supposed to do. They just missed their run.
Yeah, like, you know why I say that? Because back when D12 came out, it was easier to go platinum. They went platinum off Purple Pills.
They were fighting off M.
Yeah.
Because M was in the group.
Yeah.
Like. Before. So yeah, that was my mom's calling. I had to make sure she was cool.
No, you good. You gotta answer moms.
Yeah. The thing I was saying about Joel is a lot of people say that's a wild choice.
Lost him again. He's right.
He is right.
Joel's was primed to be bigger than Cam.
You know what messed Joel's up? Joel's ain't take advantage of his opportunities, bro. Like, let's be real. You remember we were supposed to get that album with Lil Wayne and Joel's?
Yeah.
We never.
Yeah, that'd have been nuts.
Listen.
That album would have been nuts. And, Wayne that fell off. That was prime Wayne, though.
That's another. We gotta wait till Ken get back, Trent, because he's in control of the live.
Yeah.
But we got you. He dropped again. The live was acting weird.
Joel was a hot. He could spit. He was the youngest. He was prime for success.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
I'll say. I'm gonna
tell y'all who's underrated in that whole Diplomats run, and he wasn't even really Diplomat affiliated. But without him, not even Hell Round. Without him, Jim Jones would not had any relevance, and it was Max B. Yes, sir. The Wave. Chrissy loved Max. She touched it in Miami.
The Wave King.
Nah, Jimmy owe everything to Max. Like,
he out now too, ain't he?
No, I think Max still locked up.
I think he's got out.
Nah, but I know you're an Atlanta native, so a famous Atlanta trapper about to get out next week, I want to say.
Ooh.
That quote.
As Future would say, I keep that dog food like I'm Rollo. Rollo about to get out. For America.
Keep Rollo where you at.
Nah. Why you want to keep everybody where we at, man?
I keep criminals should stay where they belong.
No, because you said this about Thug, and Thug's not a criminal.
If the U.S. Supreme Court decided he's a criminal, then so say it's true.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Young Thug has contributed more than the people he supposedly had shot, so I'm not worried about that. I'm keeping it a buck. He is the Black Elton John. I'm sorry. Y'all can call me ignorant all you want. I don't care. None of them people who got shot wrote relationship.
You still ain't get AirmaxTrin?
Nah, you gotta add him.
I did. I asked him like twice. Hopefully it helps, man. My bad, yo.
Nah, you good. You ain't miss nothing. You ain't miss nothing, Trent. Me and Jay over here arguing over Young Thug's guilt or innocence.
I ain't arguing with you like the free criminals. I don't like criminals running the muck.
Man is innocent until proven guilty. Stop acting like a Republican. You acting like Giuliani right now.
Listen, I don't got no horse in that race.
Nah, fam, we got to get back to what you was talking about though,
Yeah.
with Joel.
Oh yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
intrigued.
So like, I think Lex was touching on it a little bit.
Yeah.
He had all the potential to be the next man up. Like he was up there with Wayne. Like at one point,
Yeah.
Jewels and Wayne was here. Like when I Can't Feel
Yeah.
My Face was supposed to come out, it wasn't that Wayne was stepping down to do this with Jewels. They were like here, but it's just unfulfilled potential. Like you could still have a hit and never hit where you should have hit. And I think
Very true.
that's what happened with Jewel. So I always call him one of hip hop's biggest like disappointments. Like it's different than a dude who just never had a big single. That's different.
Yeah.
Like he was supposed to be out here. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
Well, I remember when his first album dropped, right? And I remember,
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
was
in
just getting ready to bring up Banks, but go ahead.
Banks is a good one, but like what did Vince say about Brett? Brett screwed Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Banks,
yeah.
Banks is lazy, so that a lot of that is on
Yeah.
him. But with Jewels, I just think it is what it is. You know, what I mean, he got caught up in the middle of that Dipset Civil War.
And
He couldn't find his footing, and we just never got what we probably should have got from him.
we got hooked to that lean also.
Yeah, his teeth is crazy.
Everybody say he looked like Brian
Hey,
Pumper. That's what happened.
Oh,
hold on.
I remember when the rumors came out.
Boy,
That was horrible.
boy, Jay,
That was horrible.
I thought you were my boy.
Damn.
Remember Fab Brian Pumper chain when he came out with the aluminum foil chain?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, y'all gonna laugh at me, but one of my homeboys in college, he had that Brian Pumper mixtape. We used to bump that shit. We used to be laughing at that shit. I hit the crib. She wanna play. Pennies came off. Oh, and the shave.
Oh man,
How do you even know that?
Dog, he used to play that shit as a prank. We used to kill that shit, bro. Like it was on that pit.
Oh my
No
god.
lie. Like you know how
That
much
is fucking
foolishness.
horrible.
You know how much
That is
foolishness
fucking
that
horrible.
Piff has introduced to my life, bro. Like I remember when Terry Kennedy was trying to rap, and he had a whole mixtape on that Piff, bro.
I'm
that was a
good.
moment, man.
It was
That
a moment. Like they kicked currency out, Fly Society, and all. Now it was a moment.
I think Fab could have been another one of the biggest rappers out of New York. I mean, Fab is Fab. Like we still look at Fab as top tier spitter, but he could have been one of the ones also. Like
He can't make
how
albums.
we look at Nas, how we look at Jay, he could have been up there.
You remember?
Like Kiss kind of gets that respect, but Kiss is still he doesn't have a critical acclaimed album to go along with all of that. Like he just has dope verses here and there. He just doesn't.
I feel
have
like Kiss is solidified. I feel like Kiss is solidified now.
He is.
He is.
Like
Throws me off.
his performance at the Versus brought him back to the masses, and now it's like he solidified himself in hip hop. You don't have to have super commercial success to me.
But the thing about Kiss that throws me off now, I feel like we in like the multiverse. My nigga, you've been bald like me my whole life. Now you got hair. Usually
got
that
hair. Yeah.
first, like
Yeah,
But
and then he
now-
got like a no, and then Kiss got like a 15-year-old hairline.
yeah, yeah, like
Like, why your hairline so deep into? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, nah. I don't know when he grew it back. I was like, wait, he wasn't bald the whole time. Ain't Ross do the same thing?
Yeah.
Like when Ross got the flat top, I'm like, yo, he wasn't bald.
Yeah, one time he did.
I'm gonna tell y'all who else.
Cut that
is
shit
one
off
of my
real
favorite
quick.
rappers, man.
Huh?
Scarface.
What
You
about?
think he's a disappointment?
No, I said he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like, I
that's a
literally
legend.
Yeah.
listen to Scarface all day. Like, somebody said MJG is the greatest. I ain't arguing with you, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, he could be one of your greatest. Like,
yeah,
I can't refute that.
I'm
not mad.
give you another one.
Yo, Millsy is nice. I'm not mad at that. Millsy is nice. That white rapper that Kiss be running around with.
I ain't seen him.
I've peeped him. Yeah.
You gotta listen to. So just a track or two, but he nice.
Okay.
He nice. He ain't gonna be up there like, you know what I mean, a lot of these other rappers, but if he get a nice buzz, he could be up there. And
It's tough
I'm
to be
kind of
under them.
yeah. It's tough. If for any rapper right now to break through, it's really tough.
Well,
I don't.
but no, it's just tough to be under some of those legends because it's like there's a shadow that they standing in behind the whole time.
Oh,
And
nah, yeah. Wale is really really underrated. Dada,
um,
I'm still
huh.
I'm still. We'll talk offline. That's another one of those guys I gotta link up with. But no, Wale is underrated.
My favorite Wale
I think
song.
he's rated where he belongs.
Wale is right where he's supposed to be.
I think
Nah,
so.
I'm gonna tell you, my favorite Wale song is Uptown Romans. Like that's my favorite all-time Wale song. Like I'm not gonna say I miss like 4-3 Wale.
I
Like
like the White Shoes joint from the album About Nothing.
yeah.
I like that joint. I mean, he's not bad. The problem I have with Wale is he's doing poetry when he should be rapping sometimes. Like his bars come off like spoken word, not like rap sometimes, and it don't work for me at least. Like it's
I
not
get
like
what you said.
I
he's
think
not
that's the switch
spitting,
up.
but
I think that's the switch up, right? Because Cole did his switch up, where everybody was like, "Yo, Cole put me to sleep." Cole da 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 da. So Cole was like, "All right, bet." There was a tonality switch because it wasn't the fact that his raps were boring or anything like that. It was literally just his tone and how he was rapping. He switched it, and we never heard Cole being put us to sleep again. And it was after KOD. Oh, it was the album KOD. I want to say it was right before that when it was the fucking mixtape with his label. And it was
Yeah.
like from then on, every fucking feature he did to the next album he did, to more features, to that mixtape he put out, there was no more talk about Cole putting me to sleep because the raps are boring.
But you know,
That tonality switch. And I think that Wale has the same issue. It's a tonality thing when they rap.
yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand intonations whenever they rap and shit.
mhm.
It's just one tone. There is an art to putting a track together to have people listening to you in a certain matter. When you come on a track, case in point, I'm going with Meek. It's high pitch.
Yeah.
Every fucking track, no
Yeah.
matter what he's talking about, is still high. They literally have to turn the volume down on his vocals when you're listening to his tracks. You can hear it.
Yeah.
There's certain clicks that happen depending on if your speakers is nice or not. But like he's not screaming, but he's talking. It's up here, and
Yeah.
when you switch that, no matter what you're talking about, the shit will come across different. And I think that's what Wale is missing.
My thing
I'm
is
sorry, I got too technical.
Nah, you're good. Like my thing
I
about Cole fans are like a cult though.
That's
Like
every
J. Cole.
big artist though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, nah,
they are
that
ridiculous.
shit is dead.
No,
That whole cult
they are
following shit
ridiculous.
is dead.
I remember
That's how
I once said like Cole should get outside production, right? I once said this on social media.
What year?
This is like when KOD dropped, right? This was KOD drop.
Okay.
Cats ignored what I said about the production and came at my neck like I said the man couldn't rap. Keep in mind, I ain't say nothing about lyrics. I just said, hey, he needs some outside production. Maybe he can hook up with
Big
Night
Trina
Wonder.
saying shit for Nas too, and
I mean,
it worked though.
I've been saying,
you ever tell a Jay-Z fan you don't like a Jay-Z album? Jay got his own little
I've been
hive.
I'm
part of the
a whole venger. I'm a whole venger, but there is an album or two that I just don't fuck with. I don't particularly like.
I don't like the guy.
Here we go.
Wow.
Dynasty
I
was supposed to be a compilation. I can see why you
Yeah.
didn't like it.
So
It wasn't meant to be
I don't,
the album.
yeah.
What don't you like, Ken?
I want to say Volume 1.
A lot of people don't like Volume 1.
Oh, Life and Time?
Favorite
Yeah, like I like a couple of tracks off of it, but as an album, I'm not going to it at first. And then
I don't like anything after American Gangster.
Whoa.
Hold on a second.
4 is okay. It's not like you're going back to it.
I can
It's not
Hold on.
something you're bumping in the ride. So I get it. And then what else was there? The Carters. You're not
Magna
listening to the Carters.
Carta,
Magna
Carta, Holy
was
Grail
aight.
was
I gotta get
Blueprint 3 was kind of
I don't really like Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, but that's just me.
Whoa.
I can see why
I
you
like
don't
some,
that either.
I like some stuff.
Whoa. That's towards the top for me.
Nah,
Wow.
flame suit on.
That one is towards the top for me. That Volume 3 is my shit. I was just listening to that shit this morning. As a matter of fact, like Snoopy track as soon as I got in the car.
That's the main song. Man, you know the most memorable thing about that album for me? The
What?
50 disc.
38
I didn't know
Revolve
who
like the
the fuck 50
sun.
was. Yeah. I didn't know who 50 was at the time, so I just thought it was like a clever
with the
part.
fucking 50
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all found out.
Yeah. I saw
Because if you listen to
somebody say Blueprint is the top one. I love the Blueprint because I always tell people 3 towers got hit in New York that day. The buildings and Nas. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that Nas diss, I was like, yo, ain't no way Nas coming back from this. Then
Features
yeah.
was probably one of my favorite fucking albums / DVD / tapes that I've ever gotten, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm surprised people don't like Volume 1, because Volume 1 is the lead up to all that. Like, Streets is Watching Volume 1.
Yeah,
Volume 1 gets like a little bit of it got some bad singles, I ain't gonna hold you. But it don't rank at the bottom for me.
it's just not cohesive to me.
Blueprint
So I can't
2
like listen to it and like ride to it. That's my only issue. When I listen to albums, if I can't put that shit on from A to Z and like really get in the zone, I don't really consider that one of I don't consider it a cohesive album.
What you thinking, Jay? Because you've been too quiet.
Technique. That's a good question.
Blueprint 3 to me is great. That's to me.
I hate that album.
I don't really have an opinion on Blueprint 3. Blueprint 2, I feel, is kind of bloated. So
Blueprint
that's why
2 got
2.1.
fixed, but they fucked up. Yeah, the 2.1
2.1
fixed it, but it was too late by then.
Yeah.
Blueprint 2 is the weakest Blueprint.
Yeah.
What? Nah, that's 3, fam.
3 is the weakest. But it's like neck and neck, because Blueprint 2 is not a good album.
It's bloated. Like
it's too many songs.
How
you
many
can tell
skips?
he had like.
Wow, that's a good question. How many skips on an album makes it a classic?
You get one.
You get one skip?
Nah, you get more than that. It depends how many songs on the album.
Yeah.
I think classic your album got to be like 80%.
One for every 4. I say one for every 4 tracks.
One for every 4.
I don't know, but
75% of the album.
This Blueprint conversation has like led to an interesting topic in my mind. I want to see how y'all feel.
What up?
So personally, I feel like nobody really can pull off a double album, right? It's hard. What is the best like double album rap album that you've heard besides Outkast?
Period.
Life After Death. Say that was easy. Life After Death, like
it might be the only good one ever.
Yeah.
Well,
it's almost cheating.
That's if you're West Coast. So Cube's what was it called? That album 5 mics, and I can't remember what the fuck the name of the album
is. That the one with the he's
is that a double?
I think that was his over double because it was something. God damn it, I can't remember the name.
I know the album you talk. I think you talk about. It might be War and Peace or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that got 5 mics. I remember that. That's when I think he did that song, my Ghetto ID or Gangsta ID or some shit like that. That was one of the songs on there.
So wait, I've seen people say Outkast, but can you really count that as a double album?
No,
it's basically like 2 solo albums.
It's 2 completely different experiences. It almost like Andre album ain't really a rap album. Big Boy album got overshadowed by Hey Ya, even though Big Boy album was the better album.
Thank you.
Hold up, what Future double album? I don't remember Future having no double album. I'm a big member of Future Hive.
He probably did that shit when he's trying to get out that contract with Rocco.
Oh, that's not a double album though. He just dropped a rap album one week and an R&B album.
Bone did have that double album with All the War, but
ain't no double album.
But not all those tracks was fire.
See, that's how I feel about All Eyes on Me. Like people be like, "Yo, that album is straight classic." I'm like, I could cut
an album,
a lot of songs off
like
of that
an album worth of tracks.
You know what's funny? You bring this up, right? And I always say, so Nas's double album, Streets Disciple, right? People hate that album.
Yes.
Go back and listen to that album, and in your head, turn it into one CD, and you got a classic.
Yeah,
it's a straight up class. That's the problem. That's what happened with Blueprint 2.
Yeah.
You got too many songs, so you got too much shit for people to judge. So like, if I give you 15 tracks and 5 of them is ass, the album's ass because I gave you too much shit to say is ass.
Yo, Donna was in the cut with that one. I forgot about that. I forgot that. He said Diplomatic Immunity.
Oh, that was fire. Yeah,
one of them was an album and the other one was a mixtape.
The volume 1 was that's a good
package. The mixtape tracks, some freestyles and shit, some throwaways. You know, damn, some of them shits was fire. That damn Jewels and damn Freeway track. That was my shit.
Nah, that had a moment. At least nobody mentioned the sweat.
You know one of my favorite one of my favorite projects from like that era. It's not even an album, it's a mixtape, and you only can find it on that Piff right now. Do y'all remember when Cameron dropped the Purple tape before Purple Haze came out?
Yeah. I think I've listened to then that 90% of all of the Diplomat / Cam mixtapes that they put out, because they was what, label shopping before they landed at Rockefeller, and they was just going in.
I just remember him going in over the takeover, and he was like, Cats asked me how I get out my deal. Dog, I brought out the deal about it for real.
Yeah. Gabriel, he's talking about Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. That first double. Wow.
Cam is probably, I still consider Cam one of the nicest rappers out there, and it's sad the way a lot of people view him because of the rhyme style that he has.
Yeah.
What you got?
No, because Cam is nice, right? But my homeboy, he's like, the problem I got with Cam is the way he raps. The rhyme style, I got the Louis with the booty. It's that dookie. Like,
and he wasn't like that. That happened like right before the Rockefeller deal. Like he completely reinvented himself. Because he didn't rap like that on SDE.
His last freestyle that he just put out over that Yachty beat was just like, Cam's still nice. Period.
So piggybacking off Cam, right?
Let me ask y'all did write a lot of shit for people.
If Mace hadn't left rap, right, where do you think Mace would be?
Exactly where he at.
You think so?
Because check this out. He ain't leave at a high note.
No, he
didn't.
He
left after he went to Atlanta and did the Rugrats song when he brought his old clique to Atlanta and they did Take Me There, I Want to Go There, where they had like, so see, Mace left rap because rap left Mace.
That's like Joe Budden.
Yeah, I got strong opinions on him. We came up in the same like time period.
You think Joe left because rap left him? I think he put out that last album, right, because it wasn't lucrative, right? And he was still spitting. It wasn't like...
But I feel like Joe is one of the people who blames everyone else for Joe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't take responsibility for it.
Listening to the podcast the last 2 months, he fully accepts what the fuck happened to his rap career. There was like nobody to blame but the fact that I can make more money over here without having to do all that touring and shit. So I'm not doing all that touring and shit. I'm gonna make my money over here.
Yeah.
That's now.
Yeah. I mean, that's in
Yeah.
hindsight. He looked back
Yeah.
in hindsight, but everybody does. But he literally pivoted at the right time. He made the right decision.
Have you ever heard
Well,
the
because
story about when he stepped to Jay-Z over the Pump It Up beat?
Yeah,
And Jay was like,
nigga,
so what?
no.
So what?
Yeah,
and then Jay did,
him and Maul told that story on the pod. But
and
what I'm
then
saying is, like, at the time, it kind of fucked 4 people over, right? Imani got fucked in this whole shit.
his
Court,
album never dropped.
yeah, Slaughterhouse got fucked in this shit, and then Ransom. I mean, like, you make up with a dude, pause. You make up with the dude to get him back on good graces, and then like now he's still back out in the cold because it's like that. Oh, and Sue Surf.
Well, the Ransom beef is old. That's like when Hitchcock and Ransom were still together. They
No,
had
I'm
a
saying,
huge. No, I
I'm
mean, but
saying they
like
had
what they
made
had,
up.
that had you. No, well, I mean, like the whole, even like Ransom was never gonna go nowhere, unfortunately. Like I remember when they was coming up. Well, because I'm from Jersey,
Yeah.
so like I remember when they was coming up. They were
Right.
like local for us, you know what I mean? Like and they were dope at the time when Hitchcock and Ransom, but like it's like there's certain coattails you could ride to the top, and Joe wasn't one of them. Like there was a
And that's unfortunate.
ceiling to how far you could ride behind a Joe Button, because like Pump It Up in that moment was huge or whatever. It was a big moment, but like
That shit was done at the same time because Def Jam fucked that whole shit up.
that and that album was actually good.
It
People
was.
like, I like Joe's first album, and the beginning of the Move music was dope, but I think he ended up with a chip on his shoulder that
Yeah.
ultimately like
Against the
came
whole
into his
industry. Yeah.
and it kind of like, you can't have that chip on your shoulder while also still trying to be in, like, because like he went independent but then still kind of tried to like make those moves, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't working out because he had all these failed attempts the whole time there. Because I remember he was one of the first ones. He's a pioneer though, I'll give him that. He was one of the first dudes that had a digital only deal, like because he had that deal with E1 when Koch got bought out. So like he was one of the first dudes doing live streaming. Like we dead ass was watching Ustream, where
Yeah.
like
Joe.
a little grainy box, just well, really to see Tahiri, but like we was watching it.
Hey, shout out to T.
So like, you know, he came up,
Esther.
yeah. So like we was watching all that stuff with him. I mean, he's basically the blueprint for love and hip hop, and that's where it gets confusing with him, because he's that, and he's also Mr. Anti-industry hippie to hip hop guy, and the two Joe Buttons don't really make sense together. They don't. It's like
So
confusing. Like,
I knew you was coming on too, so I kind of wanted to talk to you about that part. Like, so do you? I know you don't pick sides, but where do you stand?
That's where we're gonna end up. We're gonna end with top 10 producers. But go ahead.
Where do you stand with like the Drake and Joe Budden little, you know, discourse they had? Like, you think Joe is wrong, or you think Drake's wrong for reacting the way he did?
all right, let me preface it. I think they both right in their own way. I also think Joe and him have personal issues, and it's not just about the album. You know, at one point Joe was trying to bait him into beef and did 4 diss tracks that Drake ignored, kind of. So it's like there's something going on. They don't like each other. Joe acts like he can tolerate Drake, but they don't really like each other. You could tell there's like an inner animosity there. But here's what I think. I think when Drake responded, what made it feel like what it was real. Like, it's a real perspective that you can feel when you pay attention to who Joe Budden is. Like, a lot of what Drake was saying was made sense for Joe, and a lot of what Joe was saying made sense for Drake. Where I draw the line is, you can have that opinion about Drake, but at the same time, like, when did we start asking rappers to grow up? Like, Jay was rapping the same shit until 444. Like, when did it become a thing for rappers to grow up? Like, that's a recent thing. Like, Nas grew up on Life is Good, but by then he already had dropped 15 plus years of music.
Nas was a different case. I don't, because Nas was always our level of comprehension. And I think
that's what I'm saying, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you. Go ahead.
No. But that's what I was getting at. It's like, it's certain rappers that have, Drake has an audience.
Yeah.
And for his audience isn't the same audience that Joe, I think, expects it to be. That's not
Right.
his audience.
And Joe, and he acknowledged that like in later pods, of course, but he also ended that first pod with he likes the album. He just wished that there was more maturity on it.
But
And
my
later pods, he got to the point where it was like, I can't fault him for doing what he's doing because that's what's selling.
Yeah.
Like, if I was him, I'm not going to listen to Joe Budden. Who the fuck am I? I'm gonna do what's working for me, which is me pivot and reinvent myself every time I drop an album and keep going from there. Because he said I should have paid attention when these those 3-track snippets were dropping. He was like, well, this is where it's going, and I didn't view it that way until after the fact. So as far as just really going back and listening to what he was saying, and then the other aspect that you were talking about as far as them not liking each other, yeah, he was on the Need to Know podcast today, and he spoke on that. Just the simple fact that their relationship isn't like a buddy friend relationship.
No, it's not.
It's a I work with somebody and I only see them every 2 or 3 months in passing type of ordeal.
Yeah.
So they always
cool.
speak when shit happens, but they always agree to disagree. There's never an eye to eye at the end of those conversations.
No, yeah.
And he said it's been that way since Views.
Which makes sense, because that's the energy that he's been giving them the whole time.
Right.
But you know what though?
There's never no animosity there. There's never no ill will. It's always we agree to disagree.
My thing with Drake is
Ooh, that's easy.
I know
Damn,
people lately have been saying like,
thank you, BX.
I don't know what's going on with Drake. Drake is misogynistic all of a sudden. He been misogynistic.
Yeah, no, that shit ain't changed. It's the art form he chooses to use, right? So like every album is different. There's no album that's the same with Drake.
Yeah.
And when you are receiving what he's saying in different it's like listening to somebody say bitch in different languages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
like
eventually it's gonna be your language. You're gonna hear like, damn, that's what he's gonna say.
I think I think with Drake,
funny. Like when I translated one of Bad Bunny songs, I was like, bro, what the fuck is this?
This nigga here.
but I think there's another layer to the Drake thing is and I used to be like this, right? So like I wasn't a huge fan when he first came out.
Yeah.
I didn't like Drake at all at the beginning because I was like, yo, this is when I was still a little bit on my like, nah, I ain't listening to this shit, right? And then it hit. So like when he first dropped, he comes off like when he first comes out, he doesn't like, we come from an era where rappers was like superheroes, right?
Yeah.
We ain't know nothing about them. We knew only scandals if that came out. We didn't know everything about rappers. They never were really that vulnerable type of stuff. So then here comes Drake. And at the time, I think he's in his early 20s. He comes up. He's basically crying about everything. And then when you come from like where we come from, we're like, oh, like, well, damn, rappers don't really do that. This is weird. You know what I mean? Like this is this ain't really for me. So then, I really was like, all right. So then Nothing Was the Same comes out, and I listened to it, and I'm listening to it, and then it started to click that he one of us. He just happened to have made it. So then when I listened to him from that perspective, then it all started like click for me, and it made sense for me like what Drake is basically. But some people never got that from it. Like some people just still look at him as this corny dude. And if you look at Drake as corny, exactly, they're never gonna not look at him as this corny dude. So all their opinions is based from the top, like, oh, he corny anyway. So it doesn't matter what he does. It's kind of like when people were like, yo, how come Drake don't it's like somebody on the line on my feed was like, oh, well, Drake responds to Joe Budden. Why didn't he respond to Styles P? I was like, what is there in there for him for that?
Who did what to
Styles P? Styles P had said something about Drake. And when Drake responded to Budden, I saw something on my timeline. They was like, well, I don't respect Drake till he responded to Styles P. And I was like, fam, there's no reason for him to.
Exactly.
Like he doesn't win anything from that. Like he's not like the people who listen to Styles P or the people that listen exclusively to Pusha T, they don't listen to Drake anyway. So what's the point of trying to appease them? You got millions of fans that like whatever the fuck you do. There's no reason to kind of really switch it up at that point.
I feel like we expect our rappers to respond to all incoming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's kind of the expectation.
but it took him. Listen, like it took him like literally years to like not like sub Pusha T and just come at him. So when he actually came at him, I was like, well, he really ain't had no choice because
See,
Yeah.
but he didn't have the same energy for Meek Mill.
it's listen, Pusha T and Meek Mill, two different animals. Like Meek was emotional on some other shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't even think like Meek really cared. I feel like people put a battery in Meek's back to do it. And to
He was
get
just
it
jealous
out.
about some other shit.
Yeah, like you can tell it was some other shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like you
Yeah.
said, DJ Drama was supposedly mixed up in it because Drake had slept with his ex-wife. There's a bunch of like foolishness. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Pusha thing, that was like literally skill.
But that was an inherited beef because the Pusha beef was always with
Birdman.
both of them. But Pusha's beef is with Birdman and Wayne,
Mhm.
and Drake's beef is this frenemy situation that he got with Kanye that's existed forever.
All right.
So then, like, they kind of like inherited a beef with each other,
Yeah.
which I think at the end of it, it didn't serve any of them anything.
It didn't.
Pusha ain't get absolutely nothing from Drake because now the problem is it fucked. I think the beef more so hurt Pusha than it hurt Drake
Yeah.
because Drake didn't
Yeah.
he didn't lose anything from that. But now every time Pusha comes out, you gotta mention what's going on with Drake. Drake could drop a song where he just chilling in the night factory store buying shoes with Lil Durk and shit, and nobody gives a fuck about what Pusha got going on.
Right.
As soon as Pusha put out a single, it's like, yo, is he gonna talk about Drake again?
They're gonna troll.
That's his whole existence is Drake now,
Yeah.
and that's what he asked for, but that's what happened.
Yo, before we cut out of here, quick rapid fire. We're gonna do the easy one first. Your top 3 battlers, and then we're gonna do your top 10 producers. Hip hop producers.
10 producers?
I
You
can
can give
name
me 5.
10.
I wrote down a quick 12, but I could pick 5.
I'm gonna have to give you 5.
I give you 10, but I'm not gonna rank them.
Can it
That's
be from like,
that's
I ain't
hard.
ranking them. Oh no, I ain't ranking them.
can it be from like a
top 3
cross
battlers
time period?
first. I go first if y'all want me to.
Go for it.
You can. I just asked you this. Can it be from across time periods?
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all I'm asking.
50 years here, man. It's 50 years. Battlers, Loaded, Sue Surf. Damn. Loaded, Sue Surf, and Hitman.
I don't really know the battle rap scene.
No worries.
My favorite battle rapper of all time is Cassidy. That's all I got to say.
Cassidy was a better battler than he was an artist.
a lot of people
I give you that.
are like that.
I give you that.
I used to follow it a lot. I don't follow it as much anymore, but I'll give you 3. Clips. I feel like
Charlie.
whenever Charlie rapping, you're like, yo, what is he gonna say?
Mook
I know,
up there too.
yeah, Mook is one of them. From that generation is like that. So I'll say Clips. I'm actually gonna go with this might be random, but I used to think this guy was on Disaster.
He nice until he said some wild shit recently, but
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't followed him, but like when I used to really watch battle rap, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like it was something there. Like it was fun to watch.
They stopped the battle with the shit that he said recently. Like, yo, we can't let you go on after that. Like, we done.
Wow.
Like, they had to shut it down.
I don't even
That's crazy.
I don't know what he said. Nah.
I'll tell you offline. I can't. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
I'll start this off. I got a quick 12. I'm gonna throw 5 out there though. Arab, Primo, Ninth Wonder, Alchemist, and Bink.
Bink. That's a good one. I'm gonna hit you with High Tech. Primo's one of my favorites still. Pete Rock. I actually think the the gem of Rockefeller was just Blaze.
Yeah.
Blaze was my man. And see, I want to say Dre, but I
He up
don't.
there. I mean,
He's up there, but Dre is one of those weird ones because like a lot of people got their hands in what he did, but
yeah.
you can't deny those sounds. So like I'll go with Dre.
I'm gonna go Kanye. I'm gonna go Dre. I'm gonna go Pharrell, Blaze, and probably Night Wonder.
Ninth is that dude.
I'm gonna go Ninth Wonder, Kanye.
Metro Boomin.
Ninth Wonder, Kanye, Dr. Dre.
Metro. He said Metro.
You want to say Metro?
Yeah, let me
You want to say
Metro is
finish,
Metro?
nice.
bro.
Fucking 808 Mafia is deep though. Like 808 Mafia is like 90 fucking producers deep, including fucking ear drummers and select others. Like all of them are collective in one fucking management group slash what is it? ASCAP deal where they just all
Yeah.
they'll forever make money.
Who
Nobody
that
will
say so far?
go broke in that collective.
Who that
You
say
said
so
ninth.
far?
You said
Ninth, Dre.
ninth. All right.
Ninth, Dre, Kanye, Hit Boy. I feel like Hit Boy doesn't. People give Hit Boy credit because of the stuff with Nas, but Hit Boy been around for a long time.
Well, no, Hit Boy been a while for a while.
And then finally,
yeah.
for the new generation, Metro Boomin. I am partial to Metro Boomin.
Not wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Metro up there.
I'm gonna give you one actually that I don't like. He's in my 10, but a lot of people don't really mention him for some reason. LP.
Okay.
The energy that he be throwing with on them Run the Jewels tracks,
Yeah.
bro. Like you can
Ooh.
just put all these
I was
songs on a plate.
You know what? I was supposed
It's
to
crazy.
spend the weekend and go through the Jules catalog. I still have yet to do that.
Hey, so Grizzly, aka Grits, he put out a good one. The Hitman. Like
That's just Puffy though.
Nah.
I can't.
That's Stevie J
without
too,
Puff,
man.
the Hitman ain't really.
No, that's Stevie J too.
There's a few people.
Don't let Love and Hip
Stevie,
Hop
Hup,
fool you.
Puffy.
Stevie used to
Hitman
be
would not be known without
Emo
Puff.
B was there. Puff got the credit for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, but Puff blew them up. Like so, without it was a happy, cohesive marriage there.
Then
But then,
I'll Dilla. I'll give you Dilla. That's a big influence on me without me even realizing it.
Yeah.
Q-Tip was a monster.
Yeah, Scott, he up there. His beats are annoying to me.
He's part of the Dre pyramid.
Yeah.
A little
Scott
bit.
Storch beats are annoying to me. I'm sorry, they just
Yeah.
You
That's how I
remember
feel
his nickname?
about Eminem beats. I can't listen to Eminem beats.
He wanted to swing on the air like fuck a mosquito in here.
But
I
you
like
remember
Eminem
his nickname though, Piano Man.
You ever seen his diss track?
Pharrell and the Neptunes.
Yeah.
So like Pharrell's separate beats are pretty good, and the Neptunes as a collective are fucking insane.
Timberland.
Timbo, yeah. Before he started getting ghost producers, he was.
Timberland's beats got repetitive to me because it's.
I was going to say Swizz, but my wife kind of fucked up my view on Swizz beats.
Oh no, I think Swizz is ass.
Huh?
I hate Swizz beats, yo.
So
Swizz is the
wife.
reason why Cassidy never blew up.
Pretty much.
It's Swizz's fault. Go back and listen to Cassidy album and you listen to hooks. My blood pressure. What? My blood pressure. Shut the fuck up. Those Swizz hooks are the worst, bro. I hate
work
them.
from the AM to the PM.
Swizz is also responsible for a lot of DFX.
Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but
he
X
is
different.
X is
don't
gonna
count.
blow
X,
regardless though.
it works for X. It doesn't work for everybody. Yeah, Jinx too. You're right. What was I getting ready to say? Yeah, no. My wife said there's literally a in every fucking song that Swizz does.
Yeah.
So now I can't not hear that shit Whenever
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
Big Swift comes on, I'm like, fuck.
I'm gonna
It'd be something that I
tell you.
really like a Wayne track come on with Swiss, and all I hear is.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. And
The
whenever he does the
personal,
hook, it's the same hook.
say it was a personal favorite of mine. He's not
There's
high on. He's not high on my list, but it's more of like nostalgia. Like when I was coming to age, I used to ride around and his music would be blasting in my car. Don Cannon. Anything Don Cannon does, I'll give it a listen.
Cannon had a moment.
Yeah.
Just like Toomp.
Yeah.
We should have to say it's a Toomp. I still to this day, if what you know about come on, I'm stopping what I'm doing.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Or
man, damn.
if the Kanye track,
Oh,
Somebody already
can't
said
tell
it.
me
Was
nothing.
Drummer
Come
Boy?
on.
can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Damn, who was
So
that damn oh my god, Jeezy producer who defected in Shorty Red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His
There's a
beats is
lot,
sick.
man.
His beats is sick.
But
yo,
production is fire.
yeah.
You just
We,
so
we,
many
we,
flavors.
we're not done. We're gonna bring this. We gotta bring this back because it's 50 fucking years and we didn't even touch half of the fucking topics that we could have touched with it. So
yeah.
if you don't have anything you doing next weekend, man, I don't know if we
I'm
got.
here.
I don't think we got a guest next week. No, we ain't got no guest next week. If you want to come back on next week, we can run this back because I want to hear
Yeah.
half the time, and there's so much more shit that I want to talk about when it comes to
Exactly.
hip hop, man.
I love
Especially like
hip hop.
we touched on this, just like a lot of the surface shit, but like favorite tracks over the last fucking 50 years, just like as a kid, something that you could hear that you heard as a shorty that you would fucking just like right now. Niggas Bleed from Biggie is a track that I heard when I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
I know that track word for word, bar for fucking bar, and I would never forget it. And when it come on, I still feel like the first time I heard that shit, like, yo, what the fuck is this? Today's agenda. Got the suitcase up in the Central. Go to Route 112 and tell them, bro. Nigga, what?
Not gonna lie. Every time I get drunk, I do sing "Player Hater." I do all the ad libs too.
Shit, when I was in high school, I freshman year of high school, that's when Life After Death came out. It was my grandfather had just passed, Life After Death came out, so I was listening to that a lot.
Yes.
And I word for word on like every notebook, I wrote down every lyric to the 10 Crack Commandments.
Hey, you
because I wanted to memorize it. So I wrote it down on every notebook just because I kept trying to remember it until I got it perfect.
I did that with Bone, right? I would go through each song and try to like write down all the lyrics so I could memorize that shit so I could finally spit it. And if you had a tape player, you could press that shit so it goes slower. And I would, man, listen, we got so much shit to talk about. Hey, before we get out of here, shout out to Crazy Bone. More prayers and power to you for making it through.
Yes,
we are glad that you're still with us.
Hey.
Yes,
Before we close out, though, please, somebody, all of you, all three of you, your childhood favorite hip hop song, and then we're gonna close it out.
Oh, that's easy. Summertime. I love that song.
What you about to say, man?
I'm a degenerate, and I with the North Charleston. You already know what it was. Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob. And do your job.
Yo, my man Julio love that joint, yo.
Childhood favorite shit for me, Buster, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See. That I'm going buck wild when that comes on. It's bringing me back to Achiever stage, to what, man, that it's one of those joints for me. Jay?
I can't think of a single song. Like I can't think of a single song that defined my childhood.
Well, not defined, just a childhood favorite.
You know what, man? Scenario. Tribe Called Quest and Leaders in New School. Scenario.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lola Brooke for sampling that Black Sheep. What was the name of that track? Damn it! But like she killed that shit.
You can get with this.
With the one black chick, you can
Yeah,
that this
yeah,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah. The one hot single. She damn sampled that.
If you go in my tweets, I at some point, I don't know if it was this year or last year, I tweeted that I really believe that is a top 10 hip hop song of all time.
Black Sheep.
The Black Sheep song. It's
Beat
like
it up
if
there.
aliens came to Earth and you want to know what hip hop
That
is, that's one of the
Uncle
songs I'm
Philly
gonna let them hear.
birthday. Dipset. All right. Let me chill out. We coming back on next Monday with part 2 of the hip hop joints, man. We go and we diving in. We going in as far as like just the most ultimate hip hop nerd shit you can think of, man. That's what we doing next week. So please come back and tune in. Jay, tell them where they can find you. We switching it up this week.
Real quick, shout out Nick Trinidad, man, for coming on. Appreciate you.
Hey,
You do your beat practices. Y'all check out his beat practice. You had an album last year come out?
Yeah, my last album was last year. I got a new one coming, but I've been lazy to put it together.
Hey, man, big
I will be looking out
yourself
for
up, man. Don't leave none of this shit out, man.
that. Yeah.
Oh no, of
Big
course not.
yourself the fuck
exactly.
up.
Shout out to Trent for coming
Yep.
on.
As far as me, I'm Jay Shupanatic across all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, the whole shebang.
Oh man, rest in peace, Big Cat.
Hey,
Go ahead, Lex.
so again, shout out to Trent for coming on. I know you were doing the sneaker brackets thing, so y'all go to his Twitter and vote for him. Make sure he's number one.
Currently,
I'm Big Lex 729 on Twitter, Lex Luthor 72 on Instagram, and I'm gonna kick it to the man himself, Mr. Unloved Ones.
Hey, AirmaxTrin, thank you for coming on first and foremost. I'm sorry
All right.
I wasn't here for half the show. Baby girl still wide awake, buck wild, looking at me right now, smiling.
Similar.
I
That's the reason,
appreciate you
brother.
for dropping in first on short notice, and then second for like holding us down when you were here, man. We really appreciate you, fam.
Nah,
If
glad
there's
to be here.
anybody I want to talk hip hop with, you one of them.
Yep.
Oof, appreciate
Yeah,
that, man.
I'll take a question.
So hey, before we get out of here, let them know everything that you're working on, because if y'all don't know, he's more than just a fucking producer. He has stand up that he's been doing. Like this man is damn near one of a kind. So please let them know what you got coming up before we get out of here.
Well, I'm AirmaxTrin on everything. I am doing that Supreme Sneakerhead, so the links should be on this IG page. I just posted it in the stories earlier. New album coming out. Link to all my old stuff is on the IG page. If you just click the link and buy all the old stuff there. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. If you don't pay for anything, you can copy it on. You can listen to it on SoundCloud. So everything's up. New album coming out. Hosting the show this Thursday in Queens, a comedy show I'm hosting. So check that out. I posted that info in the link. Well, it's not in the link in the bio, but it's in the story. So that's Thursday night. If you in the New York City area, I'll be out here slanging some jokes too. Yeah.
Hey man, and make sure you tweet that out so we can boost that up, fam.
Nah, I will.
All right, y'all. We closing this out. I'm Mr. Unloved Ones. Before we get out of here, we got merch coming. Right now, I have merch with Ian on Twitter right now, with a portion of the proceeds from my half going towards AIM, which is a youth mental health service. So please, if you want to do something, cop a tee. Don't even cop a tee for yourself. Cop one for the kids, because we're doing that one for the kids. Outside of that, Geeks to Soul merch, Volume 2, Christmas edition, November. Be ready. We got that coming. And Unloved merch after that.
Yo, I can't see that without thinking Jay, yo, because he always hit me with that.
Oh shit, you. All right. Geeks to Soul merch, November. Unloved merch again in December, and then New Year kicking off. We got some more shit coming. You can catch us at a lot of openings coming soon and some more releases, man.
Sure.
We appreciate everybody. Oh, before we get out of here, all of these will be uploaded to Jay's YouTube page. So if you missed the show, it's fine. He'll have it up tomorrow or Wednesday.
Going up soon as this goes live on IG is going up.
Bang, bang,
Okay.
bang. Bang. It's right there. Y'all be able to watch
Yep.
it there. So we appreciate again everybody for tuning in. Everything that's coming soon. Tread. As soon as you hit over to Twitter, I'm boosting your shit up. So make sure you get it up
Appreciate it.
there. Thank y'all everybody for tuning in. Y'all know the motto. We are the culture. Act like it. Deuces.
Sorry, y'all.